Hi there everyone, my name's Joanne Gwilt and I'm proud to say that I'm Dave Richardson's partner. Wow, what a journey we've been on together and before we met each other. We've been together over 11 years now. We met in the pet shop where I work. I'm here today to tell you my side of the story and what I feel about CJD, how it affects Dave, how it affects me, our journey together, and to raise awareness of this horrific, horrendous disease. So yeah, me and Dave first met in the pet shop. He's so funny, always makes me laugh, and got on so well, just clicked. And he asked me out for a drink, and I felt I really wanted to take this further. So we went on a date for a drink. And I thought he was a great listener, amazing person. But I didn't realise how I was acting with him. See, my story, before I met Dave, I was in South Africa working as a game ranger, and on the reserve where I was working, I met this guy called Jean. He was so romantic, really romantic, and he swept me off my feet. So we lived and worked together on this game reserve, and then I had to go back to England because my visa ran out, and also because it was Christmas and my family wouldn't have been happy if I wasn't home for Christmas. So I really wanted him to come with me, and we'd spoken about all sorts. We'd spoken about our future together, how we were going to tour Africa, all the way across Africa, how we're going to get married and have kids. We'd even thought of the names as well. I thought I'd found my soulmate, and when I came home, the agreement was he was going to spend Christmas in South Africa and then come to me after Christmas and stay in England for 6 months because he'd never been before. So about a week before he was due to arrive, I got a dreaded phone call from South Africa, from the game reserve. So Jean had been murdered. He had been shot in the hip and then shot in the head and passed away, obviously. So I was distraught. I felt like the rug had just been swept away from underneath me. I was lost. I was angry. I was upset. I couldn't believe any of this was happening to me. It was so unfair. He was such a nice person, and he looked after all the Zulu people. They were his best friends. He was like another Nelson Mandela. He'd do anything for the black people. So yeah, I was lost. But what also hurt more, and it was a very stressful time, it's all so much of a blur. I found out that there was a receipt in his wallet, a jewellery receipt, and he was going to come over to England and ask me to marry him. He designed a ring, 6 large diamonds, 8 small diamonds from Cape Town, which is where we had our first holiday. and he'd engraved it with a flower because he said he was going to give me flowers every day for the rest of my life. And the penguins, because we saw the penguins in Cape Town. So I was dead set on, yes, I'm going to Africa, I'm going to be there for his funeral. But little did I realise, and I forgot, that I had handed in my passport to the South African embassy when I returned to get a refund for my visa. So I didn't have my passport, unable to travel. I tried everything to get hold of this passport. I text them, I phoned them, I was on every option on the phone, and all it did was go dead. I couldn't speak to anybody because the South Africans are so disorganised like that. There's no structure. I'd practically given up hope that I was going to be out there for his funeral. So I had to come to terms with the fact I wasn't going to go and say goodbye. But then, miraculously, I'd found this emergency email address. So I sent an email, and 24 hours later, I got an email back saying, your passport will be with you tomorrow, and your money will follow in due course. Well, I couldn't believe it. So that night we booked a plane. Me and my mum straight on the plane. Arrived in South Africa on the Monday, and the funeral was on the Tuesday. That's how close it was and how stressful it was. So I got to South Africa, I got to say goodbye to him, and I got the ring, which I'll treasure forever. So when I came back to from being in South Africa, I came back to Otley, my hometown, trying to get sense of it all and get back into some sort of normality. So when I started easing myself back into work, and that's when Dave came along. So we went out on a date, but I didn't realise, but I was talking to him all the time about Jean. So as you can imagine, he felt a little bit like second best, and I just couldn't see it. But amazingly, Dave Richardson supported me through it all. He helped me, I could talk to him about it all. He helped me get through it, because without him, I don't think I would have been able to. And I never thought I'd be able to fall in love again. But I have, and yes, and now I'm truly, truly, truly in love with this guy. He's amazing. He's my whole world. I'd be lost without him too. So at the start of the relationship, I'd never heard of CJD. Didn't know what it was. I'd heard obviously of the BSE crisis and seen it on the news, but didn't, because it hadn't really affected me. I didn't know much about it. All I knew was that it affected the brain, and that was it. So at the start of the relationship, Dave spoke to me a bit about CJD, and I guess I took it in a bit, but I probably didn't really understand the full impact of it in the situation, probably because I was also trying to get over Jean. So our relationship has not been an easy ride. We've split up 3 times, me and Dave, and really I think it's all due to a lack of understanding. The first time it was both really struggling, and I had little understanding of CJD, and I couldn't understand his mood swings or anything like that. And the second time, that was my mood swings. I have epilepsy, so I am on medication for epilepsy, which works for epilepsy since I was a child. I've been put on Keppra, and I've been seizure free for 11 years now. But it did affect my mood. I know somebody on the group on CJ Network Support was asking about Keppra, and I did post on there, but because of the fact that I don't have CJD, but I thought I could be an outsider as a control to let you know the side effects of CJD of Keppra as well, so it's more understanding. So yeah, I had horrific mood swings. I felt frustrated, paranoid, and if I had too much to drink as well with the medication, it's a recipe for disaster. I was threatening. I was a horrible, horrible person. But I found out as well that was due to the implant. I had the contraceptive implant, and that really, really affected me. So me and Dave ended up splitting up. But I got it taken out. I got it removed. And I can honestly say, I feel so much better with the contraceptive implant out. I'm still on my Keppra. It's still working. I guess Dave's got a lot to put with me with my mood swings, and sometimes I'm on cloud 9, and it's like I'm not really listening or I don't take anything in, but that is just probably because I'm on the highest dose of Keppra and I'm quite drugged up sometimes. So he's got a lot to put with him, bless him. He often repeats himself as well to me. But we've been through all these breakups and we're back together now. We're stronger than ever. I guess my past experience before I met Dave, all the feelings I went through, is probably everything that everybody else is going through in some way, especially with how this horrific disease affects you and your families. I have got more and more understanding recently of CJD. I've been with Dave to the Prion Clinic in London and up to the clinic in Edinburgh. And Dave amazingly gives his bloods and his serum, his spinal fluid, to help with the research of CJD to find a cure. He's a special person, that how he's been injected with this horrific disease and he's had to live with the thought that he might not wake up normal the next day, that it could get him at any moment, and he's had that to live with all his life. It's consumed him. So I desperately wanted to help him. All these dark moods, because I felt so helpless. I do now as well sometimes. I just want to help him get through it all. I want to support him like he supported me. I'm so proud of him for how he's turned it around from something bad to something amazing, and he's helping so many people. And whether they realise it or not, it's incredible. So going down and talking to Professor Peter Rudge and the other Prion team, and going to the open day at Oxford. I'm really into the science behind it all as well. I'm really interested in that. I'm understanding it more and more now. And the dark days that Dave must have been through, and what he had to put with through the BSE crisis, how his name was plastered all over the tabloids, how they're hounding him, wouldn't leave him in peace. So, and I think the team in the Prion Clinic are absolutely amazing, so supportive. And Beth at CJD Network Support, she has been amazing. She's just godsend to Dave and to me and to so many other families out there. She works so hard for this charity, CJD Network Support, and I want to do what I can to help as well, which I guess is why I'm doing this video as well. I want to do as much as I can to raise awareness. And the fact that I also, when we go to the Prion Clinic, I give blood as well. I am a control for all the tests that they do. So they take Dave's blood and my blood. At least I'm giving a little bit, even it doesn't seem like a lot, but I just want to help in any way I can. Yeah, it really touches my heart. I get so emotional through it all. And when I see how low Dave's got, but I'm going to do everything I can. Yeah, the feeling helpless because you can't take the pain away. You can't fix it. But I know the fact that he's gone to the doctor and he's now going down to Prion, and he's been to Edinburgh, and Edinburgh was amazing. When we looked round, they showed us all the behind the scenes, how they prepare samples, how they test for CJD, how they confirm, diagnose it, because that is the thing, there's misdiagnosis. So many people are not diagnosed early enough, and so the family and themselves miss out on precious time together, because once you get the diagnosis, you don't have long. So every moment counts. So normal people who are not affected by this disease, I just don't have a clue. So Dave is doing this walk to raise money and to raise awareness, more importantly, so we can help the support group, help find a cure. PRN 100 is out there, but it's not being manufactured yet because of the cost. The NHS can't afford to do it, which is sad, but so sad. So we need to do all we can to raise money, to raise awareness. Yeah. So I hope that me telling my story and how I see how it affects Dave, how low he gets, and how frustrated and angry, because he tries to share his story and people don't want to listen, they don't understand, and they treat him like dirt, thinking that they're going to catch it off him, which is absolutely ludicrous, absolutely diabolical that they treat him like that. So we've lost a lot of friends in Otley now. We had lots of friends, and now people just don't want to talk to us, and it's really sad, because Dave is doing such a wonderful thing, a wonderful, wonderful thing, and he's going to carry on, he won't stop, and I am behind him 110% all the way. So please, please, please help, and I hope you follow our story, or Dave's story, on YouTube, and please, if you can, donate and support Dave as he does his Dale's Way. I'm so proud of him, and he's taking the dogs Mabel and Beryl, and they're all up for it. They're gonna do it. So thanks for taking the time to listen to me. I hope to meet some of you at some point, whether it be an open day or through the support group on Facebook. We can have a chat on there. But yeah, do look up on Facebook. He's posted his story up there on the CJD network, and he's going to be in the papers. He's gone to the media. He wants to do as much as he can. I'm so proud of him. So proud of him. Thanks for listening.